Warm welcome. This is Markus Termin at the 21st of April 2024. The moon is in the sign of Libra right now, and the sun is in the sign of Taurus. That is two Venus signs, but they don't fit together too well. Libra and Taurus do have a quincunx aspect to each other. The moon in Libra, though, is a playable moon that likes to have adventures in the sense of let's do it in the way of playing. And of course, when the moon is in the sign of Libra, the Libran people with sun in Libra are getting a inspiration by the moon. The moon hires the level of energy in their sun sign as well at the same time, which is for all sun signs. Whenever the moon crosses the sun signs, it's like we are opening up a gate for intensive feelings, intensive lively movements. There are some major aspects today, of which one is, of course, the conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus in the sign of Taurus. You might have heard that America decided to give out another tranche of what they need to keep their industries going and things like that. I'm not going to say too many words about that. You might know yourself. This just happens as Jupiter and Uranus conjunct in the sign of Taurus, and some are talking about money laundering scheme and things like that. Is that true? Is that not true? Do we know? As this happens, we do also have the square position of the Sun in the sign of Taurus to Pluto in the sign of Aquarius. That's the difference, not as an opposition, but as something that in the square position doesn't really fit into reality the way it should. So this is the difference in between liberty, liberation, and owning things, having things again. There are exactly 4 positions of the Sun towards Pluto which are most interesting throughout the year. We have 2 squares, we have 1 opposition, and we have the Sun-Pluto conjunction throughout the year. And this is one of the positions today, which is a square position, and it says liberty and owning things in a way of, because that's a little more than owning things. Jupiter is really blowing up everything. It's about billions and billions and billions and billions, and liberty in the square side to the Sun says this is not really on the same level. We are not talking about the same needs here at the same time. Then we have Venus in conjunction to Chiron. Venus in the sign of Aries is actually a room defender. She defends her room in the sign of Aries. She picks up the quality of Aries to say, I'm going to fight for something. And Venus carries along her Taurus possession or her Taurus background and says, this is what I'm going to fight for because I own this. Is it true? Is it not true? We don't know it. But throughout, she is connected to Chiron. This is again 2 sides. Chiron can be extremely at the hurting side, and he can be also at the healing side. In personal life, we could decide to pick the Venus of the healing side, to say, yes, I'm going to fight for my inner territory, but I'm going to do it in a less offending way. I'm not going to hurt other people. I'm going to go over to the healing side. That's the possibility giving to Chiron. And it has a joker to go all along, which is the North Node. That means any initiative that has deep thoughts about the possibility of the healing side can also be successful. Now up here you see Mars is right in between Neptune and Saturn. You know, these are the dissolving structures. We are witnessing that worldwide. And Mars has a perfect opposition to the middle Lilith in Virgo. Now, imagine all those billions and billions and billions being spread out all over the world. And we know some channels they go to, some people build their castles and their big villas and buy boats and anything like that. And this is the opposition to practical things. Mars in Pisces, because we look at Mars as being the warrior. Now, how does Mars fight? He does it always in a different mood. We have 12 moods, and then it's always also about the combination with other planets. And now the Mars mood in the sign of Pisces is actually on the positive side. Mars is the spiritual warrior. On the negative side, Mars in Pisces means he's borderless. He fights for anything. He can't control on a single theme actually, and also he's just throwing out the money with no control, nothing at all, no boundaries, borders all open, things like that. And of course it's opposing Lilith in Virgo, which means Virgo usually has the intention of getting things straight, getting things right, getting things manageable, food supply, hygienical things, health, all this is a Virgo domain actually. But as Lilith is there, Virgo is kind of, it's turned around, because it says, well, no, the clean way we used to go, the Virgo path, now it has a black spot of ink on it. We are going to blacken all those pages that we should give out for public information acts and things like that. So this is the interpretation of the whole chart in this way. This is one of the most important aspects for me, Mars opposing Virgo, which could be the path that we go on a private way, not watching the big world politic, but on a private way, to say, let's focus ourselves in a sense that we don't get the spread out effect of this Mars-Lilith opposition, but instead of that, focusing on a clear vision, even retreating maybe from the all right position, maybe more listening to people, which could come to a clue even more easy than if we go into eternal struggle, especially as Venus conjuncts Chiron. Take care for your personal relationships. Take care to be good to each other and not to transport the public struggle into your private life, if anyhow possible. Thank you very much for listening. This is Markus Termin. At the 21st of April, you can get in contact with this mail address up here and down at my blog site, at my German blog site, which is actually the oldest blog in German language on astrology. You can find the conditions for a consultation. I thank you very much for listening today. This is Markus Termin. Hope to see you tomorrow, and hope that it is possible to give you a consultation someday.